All right, so we're gonna head into in 2 days. One of my favorite times of the year. I get real excited for the first week, then I just barely watch it until October. But baseball season is coming back. Red Sox are going to look to repeat. The Dodgers are going to look to get back to the World Series and lose again.
At least made it
3 years in a row. Bill's team motto: as long as we make it to the finals, we're good.
Yeah, we give a shit about winning it. We just want to get there.
Although, to be fair, despite Bill, claiming to not know something about baseball, TJ and I did have a good laugh about this. Bill has been to 2 more baseball games more recently than TJ and I have, going to the World Series game and the spring training game. So, congrats to that. That'll all end.
You all might think you know about baseball, but how many of you have been to an 18-inning game? That's what I thought. You know nothing.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Wow.
I get that if I watch Game of Thrones.
That'll all change a week from Friday because going to that Red Sox D-backs opener. But anyways, we're going to go through...
D-backs going to get T-bagged.
They are.
D-backs can get opened.
So we're going to go through each division. We're going to give you our winners. We'll try to go through this fairly quick because we also want to go through the award winners and who we think is going to win those. Yeah. So the first division we'll go through, just because it's the one on top of my list, is the AL East. Obviously, the Yankees and the Red Sox are kind of like the two that I think going into the season, it's kind of like a flip of a coin. It's going to be, can the Red Sox bullpen be decent enough like it was last year? And can the Yankees pitching staff make enough improvements, and can Stanton just be somewhat worth his giant contract?
You guys lost that dude who throws the ball weird.
Kimbrel, yes, we did.
Boom. Knew that.
Technically, we've lost him, yes, but he's still a free agent. I think he wants more money than he's going to get. So
I'm glad you filled in the name. I was going to say,
Crumble or... He doesn't really throw it weird, but he does like the...
Kremlin.
Before he throws it.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm going to be a homer here, and I'm going to go Red Sox. I think the Red Sox have the best player of either team in Mookie Betts. I think they have the best starting pitcher of either team in Chris Sale. And Stanton just didn't look good last year. And I'm still concerned, while I know Judge has incredible power, it's not all about power. I mean, it is a Yankee Stadium, because if you just bunt the ball, you can bunt the ball over the wall. But when you face good pitching, sometimes it's not all about just being able to hit home runs. And I think that sometimes got the Yankees in trouble, especially against the Red Sox, who were also a good offensive team, but they had power and were able to hit for contact. Like J.D. Martinez hit for 300 and rake bombs.
And he dropped 35-plus homers.
So we'll see how it goes. I am going to go with the Red Sox. I think the bullpen will get figured out. I think there will be a lot of games where the Red Sox offense will make the bullpen not really a factor, and I think that's what kind of happened last year.
Yup.
So we'll see what happens, but I do think it's going to be Red Sox-Yankees, and I think whoever finishes second is still going to be the first wild card spot.
I'm going to go Red Sox as well, personally. Pitching is decent enough.
Just take a guess.
I'm going to throw in some jokes here and there. Just you two talk.
I agree with you. Definitely best starting pitcher of either of those teams. Spoiler, I will probably pick him as my Cy Young Award winner, just because he's phenomenal. And ultimately, they got Mookie. Mookie Betts is, as good as all the other players are on each roster. Mookie Betts is he's one of the most exciting young players in the game. And he's a guy that can basically do it all. He steals bases. He fields incredibly well. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's got power. He's just one of those guys that's a generational talent, and he's going to get paid.
Yeah, we'll see. That little side note, that does make me nervous, because it apparently has been said that he wants to go to free agency. He doesn't want to just sign while still under the Red Sox with an extension. So I'm not saying he's going to leave the Red Sox, but that does make me.
So he's open to coming to Chicago.
Maybe. So he's open to he's open to going to places whoever's going to pay him the most. But I think he also, one thing when you leave a team that's winning, you don't, majority of the time, Zach Greinke being the odd man out, you want to go to a team that's going to pay you and has a chance to win. So I don't think he wants to go to a dump that's going to pay him. Greinke was like, fuck that, I'll go play for the worst team in the league because they're going to pay me $30 million a year when he left the Dodgers to go to the D-backs. So
yeah.
All right,
so the best.
We'll go to the American League Central. I think the Indians are kind of the favorite, and I'm still going to go the Indians. Although I think Jose Ramirez is hurt, and I think Lindor's hurt, which is two of their better players, which would have an opening for the Twins. But I think the Twins are the only team that could really push the Indians. But ultimately, I think the Indians still win the division.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to go against them the way they've been playing the last 4 to 5 years. It seems like. I mean, the Royals are basically just in shambles after they had their little run of being really good. The White Sox are decent, but they're still in kind of a rebuild. The Twins are on the up and up, and I think they will be the only team that kind of contends for it. But yeah, ultimately, I think the Indians just got too much firepower, and they got too good at pitching to not win that division.
Well, Kluber's still there, and then Trevor Bauer finally figured it out last year. So now they've got two really good pitchers that you could argue either one could have started opening day.
Trevor
Bauer.
Oh, okay. That's locking off right.
His Twitter handle
just
is.
Keep going.
You'll enjoy his Twitter handle. It's Bauer Outage.
he's a guy I went to before.
So then we'll go to the American League West. I'm gonna go Astros.
Despite Trout making more money than other fucking professional franchises are worth, no other team is going to contend in the AL West with the Astros. They've got it all. They've got pitching. They've got power. They've got guys that hit for contact. They just re-signed Bregman.
Yeah, he got an extension. That. Yeah.
So I mean, they've got the pieces they need to be good for quite some time.
I did the flounder joke last week, didn't I? I'll do it again.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, please don't.
Don't do it. The Angels, I think, ultimately end up being second in the division, and I hope that the Angels end up being the team that gets the second wild card. Because I think the Yankees or Red Sox, whoever does win the division, is going to get one. And I hope the Angels do get the second one just because I think anybody, unless you're just an Angel hater, would like to see Trout in the playoffs. And that sucks. It might only have to be for one game, but if the Angels play the Yankees in one game and Trout goes off, then we could see the Angels playing in a series, which...
I'd love to see the Angels in the playoffs. I think the world needs to see Mike Trout in postseason play.
And plenty of people have seen Angels in the outfield. Wow. Continue.
Is that on your top 5 movie list?
Guess it. See what happens.
God, I hope not. But now I'm wondering. As much as I like 8-year-old Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That sounds weird.
Yeah. Sure, he went to McGee. That's how you found him.
Wow.
Oh, you go to middle school.
So we'll move on to the National League.
Do that
I did the robot while I was talking to 8-year-olds that are apparently also already in middle school. There's a lot of things wrong with that topic. So we're going to move on to the NL East. Apparently the Nationals are the favorite. I mean...
I don't know how the Nationals are the favorite.
So, obviously Juan Soto is still there after they lost Harper, and he is probably going to be an incredible talent. And I think they still have, I don't know if they have the best pitching, because while Scherzer is dominant, DeGrom, Syndergaard, Steven Matz, it's pretty good pitching in New York.
True.
In that division.
DeGrom just got an extension, I think, too.
Yeah, he did. So the Braves won the division last year. This is probably the most interesting one because Harper goes to the Phillies, which obviously instantly helps them. The Phillies also signed a lot of people this offseason. They got McCutchen.
True.
They got a lot of other pieces. And obviously McCutchen's not what he was, but he's still a useful bat in the lineup. The Braves won the division. A lot of people aren't picking them again, and I think it's because we just don't know what they're... I mean, 2 of their first 3 starters are essentially rookies. So we don't really know what the starting pitching is going to be like after Teheran. I'm going to go surprise here. I think I'm going to take a chance on the Mets.
What?
Because I think that their offense can't possibly be any worse than it was. And if DeGrom and Syndergaard can pitch well, Pete Alonso plays for the Mets. They just get any more hitting. I think Cespedes is still there.
He hasn't been producing that well.
If I had to pick one team to sneak in with their division, so I'm not just picking the team that was predicted, I'm going to go Mets.
Well, you can pick with your heart. I'll pick with my head.
My heart's not with the Mets, but I'm not going to. I just don't want to pick the number 1 team every time.
Well, I don't understand how the Nationals are there either as the favorite. I mean, they got some young guys, Soto. But for me, I'm going with the reigning champ, the Braves. They were fucking good last year. They're young. They haven't gotten worse. It's Acuna's a top pick for NL MVP. It's I don't see how they're going to move backwards. At the very least, they would I would pick them to go second, and they're still still getting that wild card spot. But I'm taking the Braves as my division winner.
This is definitely, I think, the division that's most up in the air because I think this is the only one where I could legit say that 4 teams have a chance to win. The Marlins don't, but
no, fuck no, the Marlins don't.
4 teams that could win it, and I wouldn't be totally shocked. I think that's the only one I could say.
Central's the only other one that's close, but there's only 3 teams that I think would probably contend.
So speaking of the Central, we'll move on. I think it's pretty much consensus, almost like the Red Sox, Yankees, that it's going to be Cardinals, Cubs, and probably whoever doesn't win.
Brewers, Cubs, I think, would be my toss-up.
Cardinals got possible NL MVP Paul Goldschmidt.
They did.
Great.
That's what I'm saying is that this is the other division that could be, arguably the best because there's going to be 3 teams.
And they did get both wildcard spots last year.
Yep.
But it's entirely possible. The NL wildcard situation, I think, is going to be a lot more interesting than the AL. I think the AL we can pretty much pencil in. We can pretty much guess the 6 teams. There's going to be 7 teams that can possibly make the playoffs. It's going to be 6 of those 7.
True.
The NL definitely has a lot more teams. I do ultimately think, though, I want to pick the Cubs just because they basically still have the same lineup that won the World Series, and I'm going to go Cubs, but I think the Cardinals are right there, and it could be they might play each other the last series of the year since you play divisions at the end, and it's going to be whoever wins that series wins the division.
I'm gonna go my Cubs. I'm gonna pick them to get through the gauntlet that is this division. But I do think the Brewers will probably be in second. If Yelich fucking rakes like he did last year, they're a scary team.
Yeah, I just don't know if the starting pitching holds. And I mean, the Cardinals they have the same team as last year and added top 3 MVP candidate to the lineup. So
true.
Who hits for average, hits for power, and he does that on a team with just 0 lineup protection. So imagine what he can do with someone on the Cardinals behind him that can actually make contact with the ball once in a while. So we'll see what happens. That's definitely, I think that's the only division that division's 3 top teams is best division. And then National League West, I'm gonna go with the Dodgers.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against the Dodgers in this division. As much as I am an Arenado fan and I like the Rockies, I don't think they have enough to get past the Dodgers in this one.
The Rockies are the same kind of thing every year. They have plenty of hitting. Their pitching just lets them down.
Yeah.
And I just see that being the thing again. The Padres
you can't have that happen in the most hitter-friendly park in the fucking majors.
Yeah, that's true. The Padres are like the team that will be interesting because they got Machado. They signed Ian Kinsler. They got a lot of veterans on that team to kind of they have Fernando Tatis Jr., who might come up during the year. Luis Urias. So we'll see what happens. They've still got Will Myers there. So they definitely got some bats. I think when they signed Machado, we looked up who their starting pitcher was, and we didn't even know who their opening day starter was. So.
You and me both.
So we'll see what happens. So we kind of went through the wild card there. Do we want to pick who we think is going to play in the World Series and win it, or we want to wait till later?
Let's save that for a little bit later. Let's do though some preseason award picks, Cy Youngs, MVPs.
All right, so we'll do AL MVP first.
Mike Trout.
I think Mike Trout as well, only because he got a huge deal and he was down last year, and I think he's poised for a big year.
I think he's going to come out swinging. Though, if you want to get in on this action?
I'm going to go with a person who I at least know is on an AL team, Altuve. And go next.
Look at him.
So
getting the Altuve pick in there.
I mean, the AL, you could just... There's so many people
over Mookie.
Because there's Mookie, Trout, Bregman, Altuve, Judge. Any of those 5 could win it.
And depending on how JD does as well, you can have 2 Red Sox finals.
Yeah, I think the problem... I think JD and Mookie kind of take... Trout has a chance to win because he's just... I think Judge gets hit or he gets hurt because he doesn't hit for as good of average. But if Trout, JD, and Mookie are they're going to hit over 300, and they're probably all 3 going to hit 30-plus bombs. So and then JD kind of gets lost in the dust because he doesn't steal bases. True. And he DHs a lot, whereas Trout and Mookie make incredible plays in the outfield.
Right. So
that's where all of them going to get lost. Bregman is the same way. If he can stay around 300, hit 30 bombs, and play the hot corner like a man, like he did in the World Series, then he could be right there too. And we'll see what happens. In the NL, we transfer over there, I kind of foreshadowed it, but I'm going goalie because I think the numbers that he put up for Arizona with David Peralta as his 4-hitter. I mean, like he would hit 40 bombs a year and then have like 60 RBIs because they had to be solo shots because no one could get on base in front of him. Like he didn't have 60, he had like 90 or something. But I think in the lineup, he's still in the NL. I think Goldschmidt's going to have just a monster year.
He probably will. I am actually I'm gonna pick my NL Central rival here. I'm gonna go Yelich.
Back to back? It's hard to win back to back.
It is hard to win back to back.
People want you to improve before they vote for you again.
Maybe, but if he puts up the numbers he did last year, man, that's tough to contend with.
He did put up insane numbers. He basically carried them to the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think he's poised to do even better. So I'm gonna go Yelich.
I think we need to do a mock fantasy baseball draft with Bilf just for a good laugh.
You saw that one last year, or well, a couple years ago.
Did you play too?
Yeah,
it would have been. I don't know.
was just like.
Oh, that's right. That's when you draft like the entire Rockies, like starting 9. Except for Arenado, I think. Yeah, like all of them except for Arenado.
That's good. Cy Youngs.
AL Cy Young. I think I'm going to go Chris Sale. I just think one thing about Chris Sale that I'll say, and same with Verlander and Kluber who are on this list, is that no disrespect to the NL at all, and they have great hitters over there, but because of them having the pitcher hit, I think the AL just naturally is the harder league to pitch in, because the DH is never like an 8-spot hitter. Like it's normally the best hitter on the team. So you're facing not only like the best, like you're facing other hitters that are phenomenal. And I think that's why you see a lot of times that the ERA in the AL is higher than the best pitcher. I mean, DeGrom had a sub-2 ERA in the NL,
right?
Which, not saying he wouldn't have had that in the AL, but the chances of that are a little bit lower. So Sale and Verlander and Kluber are 2 guys that have done it their whole career and just been dominant.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times it's hard for people, and credit to Garrett Cole was on this list, to go from the NL to the AL because you're so used to having like essentially a free out at the end.
Right.
And kind of keep those numbers down. But I think Sale he got the contract. There's just times where he just looks literally unhittable.
Yeah. Well, he's just a workhorse, too. He puts in a lot of innings. The Red Sox basically shut him down the last 2 months of the year.
Yeah.
Last season. I do think that will not happen again, only because I think the Yankees did get better. And that division won't be as much of a runaway, so they will need him to pitch later down the stretch. Which could only inflate his numbers even more so probably than they will be where they'll be at. But yeah, the AL is tough. You do have the other aces like Verlander and Kluber. Garrett Cole is another guy who could sleep in there. We'll see. Yeah, but Sale is going to be my preseason pick.
Justin Verlander.
Woo!
Is that because he's dating what's the name? Or married to what's her name?
Yep, he's gay.
What?
You said what's his name? Whatever.
What's her name?
Kate
Upton. NL Cy Young.
This one's tough.
This one is. I'm going to go, as much as I like to root against them, I'm going to go Walker Buehler for the Dodgers. He was dominant near the end of last year and absolutely dominant in the playoffs.
True.
I think he started the one game the Dodgers won.
He did.
I think
in
you're
the World
correct.
Series.
Yep.
It ended up going 18 innings because it was tied 1-1, but he did start the game that they won.
I saw the entire pitching staff, except for Kershaw.
It goes both ways when you're young because you're young, sometimes you're more susceptible to getting hurt because you're not used to pitching the entire year. But also, you don't have as many innings on your arm, so a lot of times you can pitch the entire year.
Right.
And you're a little more refreshed. So I think he also plays in not a good division. The Diamondbacks are not going to be a good hitting team. He's going to pitch 2 or 3 times against them. The Giants are not going to be a good hitting team. He's going to pitch 2 or 3 times against them. While the Padres and Rockies are good hitting teams, he's going to get some wins from them because they're bad pitching teams, and his offense is good. So I think Walker Buehler and Cy Young.
If I had to pick, hang on. Let me pull up the list here because I want to look.
Grom, Scherzer,
DeGrom has been kind of the one like
Zach Greinke
in my head.
Zach Godley.
Only because I want to get not necessarily get away.
Patrick Corbin.
But fuck Patrick Corbin. He is not a Cy Young caliber
Kyle
pitcher.
Hendricks.
Hendricks could. I just don't feel like he gets enough love in that 3 spot where he's always at in the Cubs rotation.
Gio Gonzalez.
No, you know what? I think I am going to stick with DeGrom. I think he's going to get it done. I do think the Mets will be a little bit better than.
They just have, if he could just get more than just a run a game.
Yeah, he didn't have any hitting support last season. So
I don't know if you know what ERA is, but it's earned run average. He was under 2. So on average, for 9 innings he pitched for a whole game, he gave up less than 2 runs. He only won 10 games. That's how bad the Mets, and he pitched like 30 games. That's how bad the Mets offense was.
Yeah, I think they're going to give him a little bit more support this year. And I think, not to say I'm going to predict he's going to go sub-2 again. Excuse me, but
sub-2
he'll probably
very
be.
hard to do. That was an impressive run.
He'll probably be low 2s, maybe mid 2s at worst. Probably still put up a shitload of strikeouts. And I think the Mets won't be as dog shit as they were last year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give him the nod. I think he's going to take it.
Sub-2 is one of those years where the pitcher could win MVP if Yelich would have just gone off.
Yeah.
If Yelich would have just had kind of like the years he had before, DeGrom could have been one of the few pitchers to win MVP, because sub-2 is very hard to do.
Yeah.
Over the course of the entire year.
It's just hard to pick against Scherzer when he pitches like every fucking inning, every game, strikes out like 80% of the batters he faces.
Yeah, the division. I mean, you picked DeGrom and they're the same division. The division's going to be tough though, because I think the Phillies' offense got better.
True.
The National offense, while they lost Harper, is still pretty good. The Braves' offense is good.
Yeah.
The Mets' offense could just be. There's nowhere to go but up.
Yep.
So the Marlins are still dumb, but everyone gets some wins against them.
Free 18 wins or whatever it is
Yeah.
they play.
So we'll do Rookie of the Year real quick and then come back Player of the Year, and then we can. So Rookie of the Year in the AL, only because he's hurt right. So ultimately, I think the hype around Vlad Guerrero Jr. is going to help him because he's being hyped as like the next greatest baseball player of all time, but he's already hurt.
True. And
I don't know if is he technically going to be like as soon as he comes back? Is he playing in the majors? Have they said that yet?
I think he's projected to, yes. Because he's already been in the minors for so long.
Yeah.
He's played almost 100 games, like in the minors.
I'm still going to go with Yusei Kikuchi, the Seattle starting pitcher. Yeah, Seattle starting pitcher. Only because he pitched that second game in Japan, and he looked disgusting.
True.
He looked absolutely filthy.
True.
And the one thing I will say, and it's not just Japanese pitchers, but international pitchers, when they come to the majors, their first year look absolutely dominant. And it's because no one's seen them before. It's exactly how it was. Daisuke, when he did it, unhittable. True. Tanaka, when he did it, unhittable. But it's the second year when people figure you out where people start to have issues. Darvish, when he first came in, was like no one could touch him. But then the second year, he regressed a little bit because his stuff didn't really change and people figured him out. So I think this first year, he's going to look disgusting.
Probably.
And then we'll see what happens next year. But it was the same thing for, who's the guy for the Dodgers? Jin or whatever his name is.
Oh.
Like, he was filthy when he first started, but then people figure you out, and you got to kind of adapt from there. But, yeah, I'm going with the Mariners starter.
I'm going to go with the... as much as I find it hard to pick a guy who's probably not going to be starting for the first bit of the season. Who's the kid from the White Sox? Jimenez.
Eloy Jimenez,
yeah. Kid looks nice.
He got his money.
He did.
The White Sox did. They pulled one of those. So just so you know, we'll give you quick thoughts on this. In baseball right now, there's kind of a trend. So there's no salary cap, right? So the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Cubs and the Dodgers are your big money spenders. And there's other teams, but those are like the four biggest. So what teams like the White Sox are doing that don't have as much space is this guy, Eloy Jimenez, has never played a game in the majors yet. But he's projected to be phenomenal. So they signed him, I think, for like 5 years, $80 million, which is cheap if he's as good as he's going to be. But he took it and said, well, if I get hurt or if I suck, at least I guaranteed made $80 million because all baseball money is guaranteed. So it's kind of an interesting play because he took it. It's kind of one of those, do you want to bet on yourself and know you're going to rake and get a Bryce Harper contract in 2 years? Or do you want to take 5 years, $80 million now?
Well, I would just do the 5. What's 5 years if you're going to make $300 at the end?
Well, you lose. Problem is, you might not. He's already like 24.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be 26, 27.
Oh, what an old man.
So it's just different.
He'll be more in the middle of his prime when it comes time to.
Well, from what we've seen,
instead of entering his prime,
players can get on the floor, bang on the ground, and cry until they get a new contract. So he's good.
True, and well, obviously, assuming he stays in the AL, he could DH. Still get a minimum 10 years out of him, even if you wait till the end of this 5-year deal.
True. All right, so NL Rookie of the Year. I kind of foreshadowed this one also. I'm going Pete Alonso from the Mets.
I'm going to follow that as well.
I just think he rakes.
He does. He's phenomenal.
I can barely name professionals. I'm not even going to try.
Fair. All right, I'm going to do comeback play of the year real quick. AL.
Comeback player of the year?
Yeah.
Oh.
For the AL, I'm going to go Miggy Cabrera. I think he's got one more good year.
Oh, Miggy.
Left in there. She's too good of a hitter to not just have one. If he just has one good kind of flashback year, that's who I'm going with.
He just hasn't looked good.
He's never looked physically good.
Well, okay, fair. I don't know. I just don't feel like he's just looked as good as he was like when he first went to Detroit. I
wonder if that has to do with having like zero lineup protection again. Because when he won the Triple Crown, he had Fielder behind him, who was one of the best hitters in the game at that time also.
True. I'll go with Giancarlo. I'll pick Stanton.
All right, so NL, you're going Bumgarner.
I'm going Bumgarner.
I'm taking the same division, but I'm going Corey Seager.
Okay.
Because he didn't play at all last year.
Yep.
Because he was hurt. But the year before, he was incredible.
Yeah, he was
phenomenal. He might be the best player on the Dodgers, and he didn't even play last year, and they're going to get him back. So
true.
With the exception of Kershaw. But he's probably the best hitter.
I'd agree.
So, which makes the Dodgers extremely scary, and I know that some of the people wanted them to keep Machado, and I think that was why they let him go.
Yeah,
they knew they were going to get Seager back.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm sorry, but I'll take Seager over Machado.
Yeah.
Any day.
Seager's another guy, too, where if he rakes this year, he's going to be in line for some Deleros. Is that how you say it? Deleros. De Niro.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro's. That's what he's going to be in line for.
The fact that it took that much effort to get to the Robert De Niro's, that's what he's going to get paid. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Call him Manny Mochetta.
No, I will not call him Manny Mochetta.
More like Henry Mochetta.
Woo! All right. Well.
That's all I can offer for the baseball section.
Corey Seager.
Okay, we're done. We're done with this section.